So you got Bob Kaler, Zen Ginger's here, Dragon Lair, Moonstone, Tiffany White, and Scott N is here. So just give it a few minutes here for folks to join. So I hope everybody's having a good night. Hope everybody's doing well. It's definitely a hot one here in Michigan today. Got up to 90 degrees, so definitely warm. So, hello Scott's Aquatics, how's it going? Hello Lori. Hello Moonstone, how's it going? I'm sure Katie will be making an appearance shortly. So, got a little bit of hello Jessica Taylor, how you doing? Hello Sand Creek. Give it another minute or two. Hello Vinovsky, how you doing, buddy? So, hello V Stag, how's it going? All right, so I guess since we got some folks in here now, I do want to make a little bit of an announcement. Hello Bob, how's it going? So, getting the heat tomorrow and Friday, says Moonstone. All right, so do want to make a quick announcement. We did start a membership program. I've kind of debated for a while on whether to start it or not, but kind of decided to do so. Basically, we've called it the Fish Tank Barn Farmhand program. So it's basically a $4.99 membership program. You get some behind-the-scenes videos, impromptu live streams. It's basically going to be the stuff I really don't put on the channel. You may see a few breeding project stuff, things like that. So it's definitely going to be, you're not going to miss out if you don't sign up. But wanted to kind of get in on that. So check it out if you're interested. If not, no big deal. Everyone's always welcome. So let's go ahead and see. Scott's got a question. I'm sure waiting for somebody to mention that. Do your girls get you with the clippers? Well, no. I got myself with the clippers. It was a week ago Monday, and decided to rage cut my hair. Basically, it was getting to the point where I was getting hot just sitting, moving around. So next thing you know, actually I had scissors, believe it or not. Took the scissors and just literally, and I used kind of the head as my guide, so like kind of would lay the scissors on my head and just kind of chop as I went, and looked a little rough, we'll say that. But hello Jason, how's it going? Glad you could make it. I don't think I've seen you here before, so definitely welcome to the stream. Yeah, so basically kind of took it, and it's a little choppy. Then I went, and I was looking on Amazon for like clippers, and I couldn't really find any that weren't coming in like a week. So decided to take, found a beard trimmer at the local. We have somebody here called Meyer, but it's basically kind of like a Walmart. It was kind of here before Walmart, but it's kind of a local Michigan chain, and they've kind of gone off throughout the Midwest now. So I found a beard trimmer. Had a bunch of attachments on it for like $20, and I kind of finished the job off with that. So, hey, welcome there, Father Fish. How's it going? Yeah, JH says nice do. Big D's opening up a co-op order. Yep, definitely been doing a little bit of that as well. So, I do want to thank my moderators. We've got Bob Kaler from Kaler's Aquatics, Moonstone, the Zen Ginger, Scott from King Queen Cichlids, AJ from Turbofish, and I feel like I'm missing somebody. And Candy. How did I miss Candy? So, nope. No, Bob. I am not growing a mullet. Sorry. Now Myers started in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and then it went to kind of grew from there. So Dragon or Lumpy Dog's got a question. What's going in the pond this year? It's going to be mostly live bears. Do have some fish coming from Dan's Fish that may go in one of the ponds. So that's going to be the subject of Sunday's video. But I will give you guys a quick look. So I'm going to switch the camera here and see if it works. We did technical difficulties last time, and in the 2 weeks I haven't had a chance to test it, which is completely my fault. So we're going to go to the phone cam. We're going to mute the mic. All right. So do you guys have audio right now? All right, can you guys hear me? Can I get an audio check? Let me see. We might have the same problem as we had before. All right, we got audio. Cool. So let's go take a walk outside. All right, cool. So I don't know why it didn't work last time. I must have had the phone set up kind of weird. But let's go ahead and take a little bit of a walk. Oh. God, you guys haven't been in here in a while. I keep forgetting. So we've got the we moved a fridge in here. This was in the house that I had promised Jen H, who's in the chat, that I would move this out like 2 years ago, and finally made it outside. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna head outside and take a look at what's going on. So. I think there's about 3 days a year we could do this. So the backyard's a little bit of a mess, which is also my fault. But I think you guys, if you followed along last year, we had these ponds out here along with the garden. I'm not going to reveal exactly what's in this pond yet. You'll have to wait for Sunday, but we do have quite a few, mostly like guppies and other live bears in there. A few other things as well, maybe some egg layers as well. But we've had these are both basically 100-gallon tanks that were buried into the ground. And a little bit of a surprise, I got a little motivated and moved. I've had these lying around for a while. I used to use them as sumps. And so now set these up. And then I might pick up one more 55-gallon. But, so that's kind of what's going on with the ponds. But we got some air to them. And I was messing around with this, and I'll have to figure out how to fix the window. But I can't get the window to stop leaking, so I went outside. So we're gonna head back in. We've got then over here, so I'll show you guys this first time. So we've got the big pool. There's no fish in that. That's for the kids. So, all right. Don't mind the mess as we go back inside. I did do a little bit of a project. So, I did get this enclosed. So this is now enclosed in here. So. No, let's not start with chickens. Chickens are chickens are a bad word around here. So there are no chickens. There's a couple warm cats right now. Our air conditioner, unfortunately, is not working at the moment, and today it was 90, for those of you that missed it earlier. So cats are a little warm at the moment. So thank you, Bob. I appreciate the compliments. Nope, no chickens. Let's see. Fine. Party in the back. She hated to have that gone. So, alright, so Amber found 2 mini ponds. The concrete casting tub things at Home Depot. Oh, okay. I thought about those. The ones that they have were too small, at least the ones at our Home Depot. But I kind of butt up. We kind of butt up to kind of a wealthier area, and so the Home Depot and Lowe's here are they're a little scarce compared to a lot of them. I think it depends on your area. Like, I kind of noticed that when we lived in a more working class area, the Home Depot was a little bit more stocked with stuff. Here it's like, the tile row is like half the size of the one that we used to live. So, kind of an interesting thing. Alright, I got the $10 super chat from Bob Kaler. Not 1, but 2 secrets to successfully keeping and growing discus, please. Alright. Say feed them the right... keep them warm is number 1. I think I keep mine too cold, so this winter I am going to bump the heat up. And 2, keep your water well filtered. And I'm going to give you a third one. Make sure you keep them well fed as well. We got chicken plucker from Joe Coffee. Alright, so now that we talked about the ponds, let's go ahead and talk about some of the events, which I was going to do in the beginning, but we got sidetracked, which is alright. But thank you again, Bob, for the $10 super chat. Always appreciate it, never required. First one we're going to do, as far as I know, Aquashella Chicago is still going on. It's going to be August 8th and 9th in the Schaumburg Convention Center in Schaumburg, Illinois. So, definitely, I think that will be a lot of fun. A little worried about it being canceled, though. There's another saltwater event that I used to go to pretty regularly, which is MACNA. And MACNA 2020, which was actually at the end of August, has already been canceled. So that one's so hopefully that will still be going on. Next one I do want to talk about real quick is the Grand Valley Aquarium Club is hosting a webinar. It's going to have Jeremy from Sergeant Tank. If you guys don't know who he is, he's done a lot of fish breeding, done a lot of different things actually. I've been blessed to go see his fish room, so definitely check out Jeremy and check out this event. It's going to be Saturday, June 13th, 7 p.m. At the Grand Valley Aquarium Club. Not at it, but it's going to be a webinar, so anyone can join. Alright, so that being said, I actually do have the... keep forgetting to go to my stream deck. I actually do have the Sergeant Tank shirt on today, so I've been sort of buying some YouTuber shirts. I used to not buy t-shirts at all because I played enough soccer leagues, fish events, and whatever to never buy a t-shirt. But definitely need to, decided I need to up my game a little bit on the YouTuber t-shirt front. So So we're sporting the Sergeant Tank shirt today. Got a few other ones that are in the mail as well. So, and I do have another event announcement as well. I don't have any sort of logo or anything for it yet. So Moonstone, I think if you go and look up the Grand Valley Aquarium Club, I think you should be able to get to it from Facebook. One thing I didn't think about is maybe you have to be a member of the club. But, I mean, Jeremy put it on his page. So, I think you should be able to, if you look up Grand Valley Aquarium Club on Facebook, and let me see if I can get the link for you as well. Hold on one second here. Oh, okay. So let me get back to the announcement. I guess the other announcement. So since the ALA did put it in their newsletter about a month ago, I actually neglected to tell you guys this. But the American Live Bear Association convention is going to be in Detroit next year. It's going to be sometime in April of 2021. So. Obviously, if you guys are more than welcome to come out this way, so figured I can say something since it is in their newsletter. So if you guys are interested in a little bit of a smaller convention, I would definitely appreciate it. So you may even get a tour of the old fish barn if you come out. So. What I can tell you is probably going to be near the airport, so it's about 45 minutes south of here. But anyways, within a good, decent driving distance. Hello, Don. How's it going, New York Gold? So Chevy Fish tapes aluminum foil on my tubs to keep it. So all right. So we have Bob Kaler did join the membership. Hello, Chung from Waterbox. Nice to see you, buddy. So Bob Kaler is the initial Fish Tank Barn farmhand, so definitely appreciate that. So Joe Coffey as Dean will be speaking at the GCCA meeting in November. That's cool. Might have to make it out there to that. So Joe, if you're in the GCCA, kind of interested in seeing what once things open back up a little bit, about going over to one of the swaps. So it might be a ways out from that, but something I've been kind of eyeing for a while. All right, so Moonstone has joined the Fish Tank Barn farmhands as well. So definitely thank you, Moonstone. So Pam's welcoming Uncle Chung. Oh, I knew I forgot somebody. So Pam was the other moderator. I knew I was forgetting somebody. So definitely check out Pam's artwork. It's very impressive for sure. So let's go ahead and get to the topic. It's 9:21, so we should get a move on. So we are on the main. So I want to talk a little bit about the class I went to last week, which is why I wasn't live. So it was a fish veterinary class. So it was a 4-day. It was almost like, and I'm going to steal Amber. Amber and I were kind of going back and forth a little bit on Facebook, but it was kind of like going to Facebook, going to like Fish College, and that's actually part of the thumbnail. And I'm curious if anyone can guess where not the swordtail, but where the thumbnail's from. You'll get extra brownie points if you guess where it's from. So Joe Coffey says the GCCA swaps are awesome, and the Live Bear Society holds an auction afterwards. Yep. So yep, there'll be an auction afterwards as well. So. All right, so I want to talk a little bit through this this class I went to, and kind of like you're really talking about next level fish keeping, because like I said, this was fish college. So kind of want to kind of walk through what we kind of talked about a little bit. Um, the first day I thought was very basic, but I think it was kind of like with anything like that, you need to ground it into. You got to start at the beginning, because especially in a class like that, you had hobbyists, you had PhD students, you had PhDs, you had people from the industry like wholesalers and everyone else in between, right? And so you got to start, basic and build your way up. So the first day was a lot of they did talk a little bit about the nitrogen cycle, from the protein skimmers, UV, pH hardness, alkalinity. So definitely very. It was more basic, and then they did talk a little bit of conservation stuff as well. Dr. Tim Miller Morgan talked about Project Piaba, which I think a lot of us are familiar with. They talked a little bit about corals as well, coral spawning. Which for those of you who don't follow saltwater, that's kind of a bigger thing now. I know Rich Ross is working on that stuff as well. So, the first day was kind of the basics. You kind of start at the foundation, and you kind of build it up. And then the next part was really about a lot about the second day. What they basically did is they broke it up into, there was 4 hours, and they split up. Sorry about that. They split it up into 2 hour, 2 sections, 2 hours each, give a little bit of a break in between. So, but they talked a lot about fish anatomy, physiology, stuff like that. The second day also they talked a lot about microscopes. Kind of that's something I'm definitely thinking about as well. Maybe up in the microscope game. So, that's maybe not best like YouTube content, but it's definitely so. Oh, Joe Coffee. Hey, listen. So apparently, Anthony's. Oh, that's down for a drinking game. So is it going to be how many times I say in the live stream? That could be. So I bet you it's quite a few. So, yeah. So Moonstone was there, and it was awesome. I really enjoyed it. I mean, so I didn't mean to go off topic here for a minute. But, there was a lot of microscope stuff. What I really liked is that they showed what the stuff looked like in the microscope stuff. Because a lot of times, like, I think you'd have to do, you have to really, like, I think you'd have to hunt for that stuff. I remember when, Joseph's in the chat, when he was doing his, microscope video, I was kind of like, okay, what does this stuff look like? Like, I could look at a fish and be like, okay, well, what am I looking at now? So I really liked that they put that out there of what it actually looks like. And they talked about how to take a correct sample, how to take a correct wet preparation, etc. So that's definitely something that I'm going to look into. Don't know how far I'll take it yet. Kind of weighing that out a little bit. That's one of the things when you start talking to a lot of the science types in the hobby, and you get this a lot in saltwater. I've seen not as much in freshwater. They're kind of on their own sort of like, but in saltwater they're at all the conventions. Like if you go to a MACNA, you've got the whole mix. I've noticed like going to Aquashella Aquatic Experience, you kind of don't have as many of the science like of the PhD academics. They seem to kind of keep to themselves a little bit. So, but yeah. So you had when you're talking like to the science types, you got to keep it. Um, you got to keep it kind of in focus on what you can do, right? 'Cause, I mean, I have the barn, which is probably bigger than most people. Um, what most people have, but still, it's how much investment are you going to make? How much of a microscope are you going to do? So you've got to kind of tailor it to yourself. Oh, apparently I get mail in the middle of my live stream.
It's not, apparently I get mail. It's you get mail.
I get mail. So I guess we're going to do an unboxing.
You're very bad at this.
So let's go ahead and I guess we're going to take a break and unbox whatever this is. I don't know what this is because I don't think I ordered anything small. Oh, it's a microphone adapter. Cool. That was exciting. Sorry. Sorry about that. You got some stuff comes in the mail. So Bob did have a question. Bob Taylor had a question. What new equipment are you considering? I need to do some research. I haven't had a chance. One of my main focuses for the summer is to have the fish barn done once and for all and stop moving things around. So I've pretty well got it built out now. Someday I need the $1 per gallon sale to come back so I can get the tanks for it, but basically we're pretty well built out at the moment. So this is a good point. Dragon Lair says, on the lookout for the university here to put some microscopes in the Big Spring Access Equipment sale. My nephew got his $100 out for $100, $1,000 microscope that way. Yeah, so that's something I'm gonna. It's a good point, Dragon Lair, because we've got. There's something here. It's called the Michigan State. It's in Lansing, Michigan, but it's called the Michigan State University Surplus Store. It's something I'll have to check out because it's a good idea. So, yeah, I've kind of the one thing I have definitely started. We're gonna get to the other couple of days here. Joseph's kind of jumped ahead a little bit, but the naturally protocols can make a difference. That's for sure. I actually got the privilege, and I've known Kevin for a long time, but Dr. Kevin Erickson, if you go back a little ways in my channel, there's an interview with Dr. Kevin Erickson talking about biosecurity. Some of those things I implemented, and some of them I was lazy at the time, but those are more and more I'm doing that as well. So going to head on to the third day of the course now. Talks a little bit about nutrition. One of the things I took away, and it's something that I've known for quite a while, was about spirulina. Definitely one of the power foods that's out there. It did talk a lot about a subject that's kind of near and dear to my heart a little bit, about marine breeding and larval rearing. Talking about algae, rotifers, that kind of thing. So that was a lot of that was Dr. Andy Ryan, who I've actually heard speak quite a few times at the Marine Breeding Initiative stuff. So thank you for putting the link up to the video from Kevin. One of these days I'll have to see if I can get Kevin on. And then there was a little bit of talk too about the cyanide collection at the end. The Moonstone I am the worst at hitting the like button. I always forget to. And then the last day I think was really kind of the home run hitter. That's where we hit into a lot of the biosecurity and a lot of fish health management, stuff like Jade was talking about with net cleaning protocols, etc. So I'm not perfect about it, but I am getting a little bit better with it. So let me I'll kind of show you. I'll pull the I'll pull the camera out in a little while, and I'll show you kind of what happens now with all the dirty equipment, because I think that's something that's kind of important to have in your fish room, which I maybe didn't have in the beginning. Was basically the dirty equipment bin. So all the dirty nets, all the dirty breeding things, and all that stuff go in there, and then they get cleaned with either vinegar or bleach, depending on what they are. And that's kind of where I'm kind of heading with it right now. So, yeah, Lefty 3213A is here. Hello, buddy. But kind of this class really got me thinking. So, there's a lot of things we can do as even as hobbyists to take our fish keeping to the next level. Start getting into things like Joseph's saying here, like JH Aquatics is about the nutritional content of the baby brine shrimp, which they were in the between the first instar and the second instar, which is a term I hadn't heard before. I always heard them referred to as Noplii, which is the the first instar. But getting into raising some live foods, raising rotifers. I mean, maybe I'll just play with some copepods just for fun. Once I stop doing projects. So, how do Python users handle cross-contamination concerns, or do you? Here's what I would say, and you can take it however you want, but I do thank you, Moonstone, for the $10 super chat. I would almost say sterilize it with bleach every single tank you use it on. If you were taking it to the nth degree, I would take it with bleach, sterilize it with bleach, get like a, hold on, let me get a, this is here. This is the dirty equipment bin, but we'll use this for now. But I would say I would wrap the Python up in here, put some warmish water in it, put some bleach in it, let it sit for 5 minutes. And then rinse it, and then I would say I would rinse it, and then I would dechlorinate it to the point where you don't smell bleach anymore. Maybe even dechlorinate it a couple times, depending how much bleach you put in it, and then go ahead and use it from there. So that's the best thing I can tell you. I don't know. Does anyone else in the chat have any opinions on that? I think that's an interesting question. I guess the only other is you still have the water traveling through the Python, and there could be something in the water too. So I'm gonna bleach methylene. Yeah. I'm gonna ask. You know what? I'll ping Dr. Erickson after this, and I'll ask and see what I can find out, because I don't know personally. But methylene blue might be a good one if you can get a hold of methylene blue as well. But I would say bleach. I mean, it's cheap, readily available, and kills basically anything. So it's a great question. Yeah, no, I mean that's why I was kind of Moonstone. I was kind of like, take it as you will, because I know it's very draconian what I'm going to tell you to do. So boiling water is a good one too. I thought about vinegar, but I don't think that's going to work. Hey there, Chattanooga Ed. And I'm guilty of it too. I mean, because you want to sanitize both the end of the net and you want to sanitize the hose. But I am going to actually ask Kevin on that because I think he might have a better answer. Because obviously you're not going to go, I mean, what I'm telling you to do is like you wouldn't do this between every single tank. I mean, you're not going to do that. Hello, Anne Marie, how's it going? I mean, I'm telling you something completely impractical. Or you could have, I guess you could have a Python end for each tank, but it's one of those things, I guess. So. All right. Yeah. So there. So I just showed you the bin. I tried not to use. It's funny. Nice to see you. Hello, Pet Sonics. How's it going? Yeah. So I was kind of thinking, I try to be good about nets now, only using them once. So I'm going to tell you I'm not perfect. I don't think anyone is. But I do try to keep, one net, per the tank, and then I'll get another net, and then it'll go in the bin. So JH has 300-foot pythons and about 100 nets to sanitize regularly. So we're looking for something hardcore but easy to implement. Yeah, I would say I think bleach is your best option, JH, honestly. Honestly, I would say auto water change is also better. In some ways, this is where auto water change I think has an advantage because you're not pulling out that net very often, or not the net, but you're not pulling out the python as often. Like I don't gravel vac very often at all. It's like once every 6 months I'll go through. Depending on the tanks, and it's most likely the cichlid tanks where I'll have to go through, gravel vac it, clean it up a little bit. So, I guess you could UV it somehow. Let me find out. I'm gonna research that one. That's a good question. You've stumped me on this one. So, but yeah, so I mean, we're going to do a lot of, kind of improve that biosecurity aspect here for sure. I made research getting a microscope, but, air drying is a good one too. So I remember when I talked to Dr. Erickson, he said to air dry it, to bleach it and then air dry it. So that's what I do a lot of times with the nets now is I'll take them inside, soak them overnight in bleach, set them out, let them air dry, and then I'll take them outside. Or put them in an autoclave. I guess that's what you could do with your hoses. Is you put them in an autoclave. That would be interesting. You did stump me, but you didn't stump me completely. You get half stumping points. So, hey Scott, how's it going? Let me tell you, with Python, the guppies got sucked into the tube when I turned it off. Yep, that is true. Actually, I get guppies sucked into the auto water change system. Sometimes it's kind of a pain in the neck, actually. Yeah, you gotta make sure you have all your siphon holes drilled out and everything. So if you haven't checked out King and Queen Cichlids, definitely go check that channel out. As well as any of the other creators in here, like Bob Taylor, Sand Creek Aquatics, I think was in here earlier. Chattanooga Ed, Thursday night. So he was on with Chris earlier from Multi Tank Addiction. You got Dr. Black's coming on after. So I really wanted to really hit this, and I think, we had some good discussion in the chat about, keeping things, the biosecurity aspect of it. I guess it kind of really got me thinking, what other things can you guys think of to take your fish tanks and your fish hobby to the next level? There's a lot of different things. Going to a class like this is one thing. I used to go to Magna's all the time, and I would never go to the vendor floor, which is completely opposite of what I do now. I literally would sit in Magna all day, for 8 hours a day, sitting in the various talks from different people. So that's kind of the one thing that I've been doing for sure. So, but that's I am going to ask Dr. Erickson on the Python question. So let's go ahead here. Maybe the right angle treatment. Okay, so yeah, so looks like I think you just saw it on Chris's stream. So let me go ahead here and we'll go over to the post of the week. So first post of the week is something I've kind of been toying with doing one day for an aquascape, but thought I'd share one of my fish tanks with you. This gives me endless joy. It's my Lego castle. The tank is with crystal shrimp, dwarf Rasboras, red bristlenose catfish, which the catfish likes to lurk in the tower. So something I've kind of always thought about doing, like a Star Wars tank with Legos, like get like the Millennium Falcon or like an X-Wing fighter, something like that. Get some moss on it. Maybe have like the Yoda cave. So that'd be something I kind of kind of really want to do. So I've always been thinking about the Star Wars tank. Now, someone will probably do it now on YouTube, but so Scott's giving me money for the haircut fund, so thank you for the $5. So yeah, Scott and I've been going back and forth a little bit, so I'm sure he'll be getting $5 for some, to buy some more golf balls that he loses out in the trees. So, all right, so we're going to go on to the next one. So if I purchase one of the Top Fin tank kits, am I wasting my money on subpar products, or should I source my own filter, light for higher quality? I would. So, my opinion, I would not buy a kit. I know there's some benefits if you're a new fish keeper. I guess, it's kind of an interesting question. I had my opinion at first, like as I was looking for this one. Like I was like, oh heck no. But as I thought about it, as I was talking about it, I've kind of half changed my mind. So, so I kind of think that you actually, if you're a brand new fish keeper, I think you actually need to buy that tank and kind of learn, and then you'll learn that it's not good, and then you'll buy better stuff in the future, if that makes sense. I literally changed my opinion mid-sentence, but actually I think you should actually buy that You should learn what all the equipment does. Learn actually how to set up hang-on back filter that comes with it. I think it's a good thing to learn on, and then as you research and get better, you can upgrade your products that way. So, so, know what your guys' thoughts are on that. Oh, I do need to thank Chattanooga Ed for the $5 Ninja Squirrel thing. So, thank you very much, Ed. I do appreciate it. So definitely check out Ed on Thursday nights, late night for those of you that are up that late watching the nocturnal feeding show. So apparently we've bored Katie so badly she hasn't come out here. So Moonstone says that King Queen Cichlids, if you come to Portland, hit Voodoo Donuts with the Fish Club. She's going to buy, apparently my nephew actually is, I think he moved out to Portland, or my cousin actually, I think moved out to Portland. So I haven't seen him in years, but I think he moved out there from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, which I think is a very stark difference. So Scott is partial to Krispy Kreme. I am actually partial to Tim Hortons because we have them here in Michigan. So and Tim Hortons actually has very good coffee as well. So I am very partial to Tim Hortons. But I like the local donut place, honestly. If you're going to go get donuts, go to the local, Hello, Rose Aquatics. How are you doing? Let's go ahead here. We're going to hit the last post of the week here. And this is a fun question. And I do have a little bit of a story behind this. So, anyone ever drill 10-gallon tanks? Is it harder than drilling, say, a 29 or 40? Absolutely. I have broken more 10-gallon tanks than anyone probably imaginable. The worst part is I've actually broken them after I have successfully put in the bulkheads. But if you get the pressure wrong on the pipe, especially like with the drain, those things crack. Like literally, you have to. Speaking of yawning, if you yawn at that tank and it's like the wrong spot, you'll crack it. So definitely. Something. So, all right. So they're talking about the Voodoo Donuts as an experience, kind of like In and Out. In and Out is definitely. We don't have them here in Michigan. I did go to one in Texas. It was okay. So Moonstone's hashtag COVID-15. Looks like Ro, I think, is going to sleep. So have a good night, Ro. We got about 9 minutes left before Dr. Black. But I have said, 10 gallons are brutal to drill. You got to be very, very careful, go slow. And I generally don't go over 3/4 of an inch with the bulkhead. So New England Ellers scored the Petco kit for $5 at a yard sale. So I don't turn down donuts very often. So do have a little bit of a story though. I don't know if you guys know what unit seals are. But there's a guy, a saltwater guy I knew from my saltwater days, and this dude somehow, and I tried replicating this and it was a failed attempt. But this dude somehow managed to put uniseals into a 10-gallon glass tank. He did like 15 of them or something. He literally, in the way that, I'm going to put me back on the screen, but the way the uniseal works is you basically, as you press it in, it expands and it forms the seal around like it's for plastic. And this dude somehow did this, and I spent hours, and I broke so many tanks trying to get the stupid uniseal in to the glass without breaking. I'd sprayed it with, cooking oil, and I sprayed it with all kinds of other stuff, and I just kept, and I broke them, and I'd shove them into I'd shove the PVC pipe into the tank. So what you have to do, I don't know if I have even in my menagerie of plumbing, but yeah, I mean literally. So he's taken the uniseal, and he somehow did this. It's a miracle. I don't know how this dude did it, but I tried it, and it was an absolute disaster. So apparently Ro is not going to bed. So thanks there, Bob. Can you guys see those very well? Like on my screen, they look sort of washed out, but maybe that's just me. I am working on another little project too. I'll show you guys real quick. We'll go back to the phone camera. Hey Flynn, how's it going? So let us go to the phone camera. And we're gonna. I don't even have to move. But I've been playing with this tank. This tank was sort of just a. I don't want to call it a hospital tank. It was kind of an overflow tank. But I managed to get a background put on this. I did the foam again. I am going to seal the sides and stuff this time. But yeah, so we do some sealing and do is this thing sealed up, and we're gonna leave it black this time. I was in the last one, but yeah, that's kind of what I was doing with that. That's kind of what I thought. I thought it was blurry. I was blurry too. Why? Oh. Now there's no echo. I turned on the other camera. That's why. So we got Moonstone saying echo, don't tell John. We got reverbs and echoes. Because someone didn't mute the mic. Could be me. So yeah, I didn't use the right buttons. So, yeah, I sort of, I sort of used didn't hit the buttons, unfortunately. So, but we are moving along project-wise in here. We will do a tour eventually, but definitely that's on its way. So. Thank you, Ed. Ed says that looks cool. Yeah, this is just. I bought the higher end pond spray foam. Let me grab my tool. I'll show you. I think it's pretty well empty now, but I bought the spray foam gun, and I bought the pond sealant, the higher end stuff that goes into the gun. So you just basically tighten it up in the back. So Scott's going to bed. So, but it'll shoot out some foam, maybe. Yeah, it's empty. But this is what I've been using. This is what I used on that. I bought it for when I did the upstairs. When I was doing all of the when I had the water issue with the drywall and all that stuff. So I was using that just to kind of cover all the gaps. Works pretty well. So, Scott's going to bed. So have a good night, Scott. So, but yeah, so this is pretty much it. So we've got the good night row. That's funny, poor row. So, but we got you know, I would say if you're doing a lot of spray foam, get the gun. I think it's like $40, but works out well. So, all right. So we got about 2 minutes left. You guys have any last questions? If not, we'll go ahead here and do all the thank yous and all of that other stuff. So. But we'll go ahead here and thank everybody. So we want to thank everybody here. Let's roll up through here. I want to thank Chattanooga Ed, King Queen Cichlids for the haircut fund, Bob Kaler, and Moonstone for the super chats. And also want to thank Moonstone and Bob Kaler for becoming Farmhand. So definitely welcome to Farmhand, the Fish Tank Barn Farmhands. So thank you guys. JC is not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy. Okay. We're going to not touch that one. JC can mean quite a few different things. But I'm going to not touch that one. So looks like the lights went out, which means my time's up here. So go on and check out Dr. Black over in Australia. So that being said, stay fishy, keep on breeding. We'll catch you guys on the next video. Have a good night, guys.